Nearly every object around you, your phone, your shirt, the coffee in your cup, crossed a border to reach you. And when it did, it moved under the rules of an organization most people can't name 3 facts about. The World Trade Organization. 166 members, covering about 98% of world commerce. It is the closest thing global trade has to a referee, with a rulebook 30,000 pages long, a court the whole planet uses, and a strange rule of its own. Any single member, from the United States to the smallest island state, can block almost anything. This is how the machine in Geneva actually works, and how its highest court was quietly switched off. The story starts in the wreckage of the Second World War. In 1947, 23 countries signed the General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade, the GATT, a deal to cut tariffs and keep the peace through commerce. It was supposed to be temporary. It lasted 48 years. In 8 great negotiating rounds, the GATT Club cut tariffs from an average of around 40% to under 5%, and world trade exploded. But the GATT was just an agreement, not an institution, weak on enforcement, silent on services, blind to intellectual property. So the final round, the Uruguay round, 8 years of haggling among more than 100 countries, ended with an upgrade. On the 1st of January 1995, the World Trade Organization opened its doors in Geneva. A permanent referee with real teeth, sitting in an old headquarters on the lakeshore. The GATT rulebook survived inside it, joined by new agreements on services and on intellectual property. And 2 principles anchor the whole thing. Most favored nation. A tariff break you give to one member, you must give to all. And national treatment. Once foreign goods clear the border, you must treat them like your own. Now, open the machine. At the very top sits the Ministerial Conference, every member's trade minister, meeting roughly every 2 years, the only body that can decide practically anything. Below it, running the shop day to day, is the General Council, ambassadors in Geneva in permanent session. And here is the WTO's favorite magic trick. The General Council is secretly 3 bodies in one. The same room, the same diplomats, wearing different hats, convene it one way, and it is the dispute settlement body, the court administrator, convene it another, and it is the trade policy review body, taking each member's trade regime into the examination room in turn. Beneath the General Council come the 3 great sectoral councils, 1 per rulebook. The Council for Trade in Goods, guarding the old GATT, the Council for Trade in Services, and the Council for TRIPS, intellectual property, patents, trademarks, copyrights. And under those, the committees on agriculture, on subsidies, on anti-dumping, on sanitary rules, on technical barriers, dozens of standing bodies where the real trench warfare of trade happens line by line, product by product. Around it all sits the Secretariat, only about 600 staff under the Director-General. Since 2021, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, the first woman and the first African to hold the job, now in her 2nd term. The Secretariat advises and organizes, but it rules nothing. Because in Geneva, the members rule all of them, together. Which brings us to the strangest rule in international economics. The WTO barely ever votes. Decisions are taken by consensus. The chair asks if anyone objects, and if a single delegation, any one of 166, raises its flag, the deal stops. Cuba can block America. Fiji can block the European Union. In 1998, the entire organization's work was famously held up in a dispute over bananas. Consensus makes every member sovereign and makes the whole machine agonizingly slow. The last full global round of talks, launched in Doha in 2001, ran aground and has never been finished, a negotiation now old enough to have a mortgage. To get anything done, chairs invented the green room, small, informal huddles of the 20 or 30 members who care most, hammering out a text the rest can then join. It still works, occasionally. In 2022, the members finally landed a deal curbing the subsidies that fuel overfishing, and by late 2025, it had entered into force. The first big new global trade rules in nearly a decade. The machine is slow. But when all 166 hands stay down, what passes is law for 98% of world trade. And then there is the crown jewel, the dispute system, the reason governments actually obey. It runs on a clock. Step 1. Consultations. The two governments must sit down and try to settle it. 60 days. Step 2. A panel. 3 independent experts who hear the case and rule. Step 3. Appeal to a standing 7-member appellate body, the Supreme Court of World Trade, and if the loser refuses to comply, the winner is authorized to retaliate. Legal, targeted tariffs, calibrated to the damage. This system decided the longest trade fight in history. Bananas again, nearly 20 years from complaint to peace treaty. It handled the heavyweight bout of Airbus versus Boeing, where after some 17 years both sides won, both sides lost, and Washington was authorized to hit $7.5 billion of European goods, the largest award ever. Since 1995, more than 600 disputes have entered this system, and in the overwhelming majority, the loser complied. Superpowers paid. Small countries won cases against giants. For 25 years, it was the most successful international court on earth. Was. Because the WTO's Supreme Court is right now switched off. Remember consensus. Appointing an appellate body judge requires it. Every member must agree. And starting in the late 2010s, the United States, under administrations of both parties, angry at what it saw as judicial overreach, simply declined to agree. No vetoes overridden, no rules broken. Washington just kept its hand raised. As the judges' terms expired one by one, no successors could be seated. In December 2019, the bench dropped below the 3 members needed to hear a case, and the light went out. Today, all 7 seats are vacant. Losing governments discovered a loophole worthy of the building. Appeal a ruling to a court that does not exist, and the case floats in limbo forever. By 2025, more than 30 rulings had been appealed into the void. Dozens of members, led by the European Union, built an emergency workaround, an interim appeals panel that volunteers agree to use. But the world's 2 biggest economies are not both in it. The rulebook still stands. The referee still runs the game. But the final whistle for now belongs to no one. So that is the World Trade Organization, a temporary post-war deal that grew into the Constitution of World Commerce, a ministerial summit, a council that is 3 bodies in one, 3 rulebook councils, a lattice of committees, 600 staff, and 166 governments, each holding a veto, together writing the rules. Your phone, your shirt, and your coffee obeyed on their way to you. The court is dark. The ships have not stopped. Trade, like water, keeps moving, and the machine in Geneva keeps trying, meeting by meeting, to keep it flowing by rule instead of by force.